Hey guys, we are back with more element readings. This one is, like always, focused on relationships. We're going to be focusing this particular reading for the second half of January. Again, these are general readings. So if for some reason this reading does not resonate with you, try checking out one of your other signs, such as your moon, your rising, or even your Venus. I know we tend to associate our zodiac sign with our sun sign, but there are many times when we will identify with our other placements more. Especially when you're looking at relationships, try checking out your Venus sign, because sometimes that will resonate a little bit more with you, but it's not specific. So I would just check, if your sun sign doesn't fit you, go check your Venus, and if that doesn't, go check your moon and your rising as well, because there is a chance that something might actually fit. And it just might be depending on where your house is laying at this time. Okay. Okay. So, and granted, not everything in this reading may resonate. So maybe some things will and other things won't. So as always, just take what does apply to you, leave the rest for someone else. I usually like to tell you guys where to go find your different signs if you are unclear on what those are. Helpful websites are ones like astrology.com or like Cafe Astrology, but there are lots of websites you can Google. All you have to do is just type in Google and they'll give you a list of things that you can find out what your different signs are. Okay. All right. So this reading here today is for our air signs. That is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And now again, this could be your sun, it could be your moon, you could be your rising, or even your Venus. And since this is a relationship, check your Venus and see if you have an air sign, because this might apply to someone with an air sign Venus. Who knows? But again, this isn't exclusive to one or any of them. This is very general. So again, take what applies and leave the rest of it. Okay, air signs. What I'm getting here for you guys right now, again, this is the second half of January, so between now and the end of the month. I think that this is a relationship that has ended. I feel like whoever you are, air sign, you have just had a breakup. That's what I'm getting. I feel like you've just had a breakup. I don't feel like there's one that's pending. I feel like this is a relationship that has already ended, and that you are struggling to let go of. I feel like there is a great need for emotional healing that we're being told by the cards here. That's being kind of laid out. My first placement here that you see where we have the star and the moon. This is a message from your higher self. So this is the kind of like your subconscious speaking to your conscious mind. Okay, and the message that is coming through with this particular layout is with these cards. Basically, I'm seeing I'm seeing the need for healing. Okay, you're basically coming out of a dark situation. So the moon represents the darkness that you're going through. The star is representing the light at the end of the tunnel type thing. Okay, so the healing that comes after the confusion, the blocked the blockages in your mind and your life. Okay. It's a very difficult journey that you're currently on. Okay. Heartbreak is always difficult, and breakups, they hurt. They're hard. And I do feel this was a breakup. And I feel like it was probably rather recent. But I don't think it was a breakup that was out of the blue. I feel like this was something that you knew was coming for some time. You always knew this relationship wasn't what it could have been or should have been. It just wasn't right. The relationship itself wasn't right. And you knew this. You just kind of lied to yourself. We all do that. We all lie to ourselves about relationships. We want it more than we should. Sometimes we just want a relationship, and we're willing to put up with a shitty situation. And that kind of feels like what this is that you maybe put up with a shitty situation for a while. You're with somebody for all the wrong reasons. And now it's time to move on. Okay. I feel like, and I don't feel like you're wanting to, I feel like there was a lot of deceit in this relationship. I feel like you were deceiving yourself mostly. And I feel like maybe you were deceiving your partner too. I don't think you were as happy in that situation as you made it seem. I think you were wanting out long time before. Your intuition was definitely speaking to you, but I feel like you ignored your intuition. Okay. There was a lot of ignoring of that. I feel like you kind of put it aside because it was inconvenient. And sometimes people they want to have somebody. They don't care who it is. They just want a body, and that's kind of the impression I'm getting here from this. This wasn't a good connection by any means, but you put up with it and you deceived yourself. You deceived your partner. And then the relationship ended, and I don't know, for some reason I feel like you don't want to be judged. That's what I'm feeling right there. I feel like you don't want to be judged for the way things went down. And I think maybe you're hiding this breakup a little, you're keeping it. Keep getting deception here, disguising the breakup. You don't want to tell your friends, your family. You don't want to tell people that you've had this breakup because maybe you've just been unlucky in love prior or something, or maybe you're afraid of the I told you so's, because I kind of get that feeling like people have been telling you for a while that this relationship was not good. And you, I keep hearing, I told you so. And you're like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear this. That's what spirit keeps saying. I told you so. And I can feel your energy going, I don't want to hear it. Because you knew better. And you knew that they were right. And you still ignored them anyways. So, and I don't think it was everybody in your life. I think there were probably a good amount of people pushing you in this relationship, encouraging in this relationship. But I feel like there were a good amount of people that enough people were telling you in your life that this was not right. And you're a stubborn person. I get a lot of stubborn energy from you. Yeah, I see the Nine of Coins came up in here and in your reading as well, and that is a very stubborn card, and that is very much your energy for some reason. I'm feeling that stubbornness. Okay, moving on. The relationship itself, which is the next placement here, which is the Judgment and the Ten of Wands. This relationship was weighing you down very heavily. It was keeping you from being who you need to be, where you need to be, having the focus where it needs to be. It was just way too much pressure. And I feel like your partner was putting a lot of pressure on you. I feel a lot of pressure from that person. They wanted the relationship to be something it wasn't. Or maybe you wanted it to be something it wasn't. No. I don't know. I don't feel like... I feel like you just knew that this wasn't... It was too much. It was just too much to kind of keep up with. You weren't that interested in the first place, I feel. Again, I don't feel like you were really super invested. And yeah, I'm feeling like the relationship that you need to reevaluate. The need for reevaluation is it, and how you move forward in relationships is needed. But yeah, it ended at the right time. I feel like, I don't know if you are this woman, the woman's coming through here, and I'm not sure how she's playing into this, but I feel like there might be another woman involved here. And I feel like it was going to fall apart anyways. Because the timing is timing. We've got the world, we've got the clock here, and it's all talking about the timing. You're overwhelmed, too many obstacles. It was just this relationship, there were too many obstacles to overcome. You couldn't overcome them, period. Why did you stick it out so long is my question. Because I feel like this was a relationship that you stuck it out way, way longer than it should have. You went way past its expiration date. And I feel maybe this was because of your stubbornness and, again, and maybe even your own insecurities. I almost feel like you're waiting on somebody else as well. Like you're waiting on someone else, which is possible. And again, I keep feeling that there's a third person here, a female third person. So I don't know if this is your friend, if this is a new lover, or if this is your partner, or your partner's new partner. I don't know, but I do feel like there is a third person that is involved in your reasoning for ending this relationship, in some capacity. And I can't really put my finger on what it is, but I know that you're waiting. It had something to do with this, and you're waiting for the perfect timing to just complete this cycle, because again, you push things way too far past this expiration date, as if you were just kind of waiting for somebody else to do it, or something else to come along. Like it's interesting. Okay. But yeah, no, it definitely was not a relationship worth it. I got a lot of remove that baggage type stuff. The next section here, we've got this is the challenge. This was the challenge in that connection, the challenge in your connection currently. It's not good. I mean, you've got the 4 of Cups and you got the 5 of Cups. I mean, clearly this was not a relationship that was meant to be go anywhere. I mean, this was, again, I feel like you were very unhappy in this relationship. I feel like both you and your partner were very unhappy, but neither of you guys were willing to admit it. In a sense, I don't know if you're really willing to admit your failure in this. I guess I get this feeling like you didn't want to admit you failed in a relationship. Again, I feel like you had pressure from people to break up. You had pressure on both ends. You had pressure to stay together. You had pressure to break up. And you knew you needed to break up, but you were also being very stubborn about it and just not knowing what to do. I don't know. It's a strange feeling. But yeah, so I feel like, I also feel like you're focusing on the wrong things. You're focusing, instead of focusing on what lessons you can learn from this relationship, I feel like you're a failure. And I don't know why. You feel embarrassed by this. And I don't understand that either. Why are you embarrassed about the ending of this relationship? This is so common. Relationships end all the time. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. I mean, even if it's like very a public breakup, like everybody in your social circle knows, everybody in your hometown knows type thing, it's still not worth holding on to. You shouldn't be embarrassed. Relationships end all the time. It's not whatever. It's not the end of the world. But I just see here, like, there was no getting around this at all. Really, truly, there was no getting around this. This was this was meant to fall apart. I mean, you were, hell, I even got the karmic ties card here, talking about, my heart is with another. And again, I'm coming back to that third person feeling. I feel like either you or your partner already had somebody in mind, as a replacement. Like, your heart was never in this relationship. If that pertains to you, then your heart was already with somebody else. And I feel like you were waiting for that person to come into your life or free up or whatnot. You were trying to get with that person. And you're just kind of passing time with this other person. But then it became something more than it than it was meant to be. And now you kind of have that egg on my face embarrassment because it went on longer than it should have. Yeah. And I feel like this is a person you thought about a lot. You thought about this. This person was always on your mind. Your partner was never on your mind, not the way that they should have been. And again, I feel like you're embarrassed to admit that. Because you like to think of yourself as the good person, as a good person, as, yeah. And that doesn't make you feel like a very good person to admit that to yourself. Okay. All right. So the next position here is the solutions. Okay. Solutions to the challenge. There's not much here that is a challenge. I mean, the challenge is that it's just not a relationship that worked out. And I guess the challenge, actually, you know what? No, the challenge is you letting go of that shit, letting go of that guilt. That's your challenge. Your challenge is letting go of that and stop, avoiding, getting rid of the focus on what you lost and, oh my gosh, how people are going to judge me type thing. Instead, you need to be focusing on what you learned from this situation, the growth, the strength that you gained from this connection, from the ending of this connection. People come into our lives all the time, some for good, some for bad. Some people are just there to teach you a lesson. And I feel like this relationship, this was a karmic relationship that came into your life to teach you a lesson. You've learned that lesson. You need to focus on that, the lesson, not on what happened in the relationship necessarily, or how this all went down, or how the breakup went down. Because I feel like the breakup probably did not paint you in the best light. And I'm getting that with the solutions here. Yeah, I feel like, I don't think anybody comes out looking nicely here. Okay. I don't know. I don't feel like anybody looks good in this. I think that I feel like this relationship brought out the worst in you. And I think that's something you're embarrassed by. It brought out the worst in you. And maybe you're afraid of this getting out publicly, that side of you that was the worst version of you. Because again, this relationship, I think, brought out the worst in both of you and your partner, your ex-partner, I should say. But yeah. Anyway, so the solutions position, we've got the Knight of Coins, and we have the Justice card. Not of coins, it's Pentacles, excuse me. The Knight of Pentacles. I'm used to calling them coins. One of my favorite decks has it as coins, so in my head, I'm seeing it as coins. Sorry. But yeah, so the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles is a lot of stubbornness. Jesus. Very stubborn card. Sorry. Very headstrong. But this is also very work focused. Okay. So I'm feeling like your solution here is to focus on working past things, focus on your work, get yourself out of your head. Stop thinking about this connection and what went wrong. It's time to deal with what is in front of you. You need to also need to be truthful about what actually happened in this connection, what this really was. In order to move forward, you need to face certain realities of yourself and your mentality and this connection. You can't move forward until you have faced the truth. Okay, and you do need to face the truth of what this connection was and your behavior in it. Okay, and once you've come to that and you stop lying to yourself, then you can move forward and do better in your next connection. Okay, I'm also picking up some legal stuff. I feel like there may be some legal ties between you and your ex-partner still. It is possible that there's still something that ties you to them legally. I'm not saying that you're married to the person or not, but it's possible that you guys may have something that is legally binding you in some way or shape or form. And I am feeling very strongly you need to deal with that. Even if you cut a bit of a loss, it's better to go ahead and cut that and not drag it out longer than it needs to, because the longer you drag out this connection, the harder it is going to be for you in the long run. So it is better sometimes just to go ahead and take a loss, take the L, and go ahead and sever that tie, even if it means you lose something, even if it's financial. I mean, I'm not telling you to go broke by any means, but sometimes you have to go ahead and clear shit out, move on to heal. Again, I see karmic lessons. The Justice card is all about karmic lessons. This relationship was a karmic relationship, and there were lessons that you needed to learn. And I do feel like you learned what you needed to learn, and it's time to move on. And I think now the only thing you need to focus on is healing and forgiving yourself, and being a better person going forward into your next relationship. I feel like you have the blinders have been brought off of you. You're now becoming more self-aware, and you are changing. You're changing for the best. Okay. And I keep feeling like I got this one card here, and there's a phrase on here. It says, "This is don't feel alone because others are healing too." I feel like you might be someone who thinks you're the only one going through shit like this, and like woe's me type thing, but you're not alone. People go through this stuff all the time. Okay, you are not alone. Relationships end all the time. It is nothing unique. Okay, so yeah, forgive yourself, move forward. Okay, be a better person, treat your next relationship better. Okay. All right, outcome. Outcome is the Queen of Cups and the Five of Pentacles. Outcome is, again, you're just going to have a period of, it's just an emotional period, difficult emotional period in your life. But the Queen of Cups is a very resilient person emotionally, which means that even though you're feeling like shitty, you're feeling pretty shitty about everything that happened, how it went down. Because I do feel like you are a good person. You do take this stuff to heart, and you're kicking yourself, you're beating yourself up because I should have been a better person. I shouldn't have done it this way. I shouldn't have said this. I said something when I was angry or whatnot, and I'm better than that, and I can't believe I allowed this person to get under my skin the way they did. All these coulda, woulda, shouldas that going through your head. I do believe that you are a good person, and that this relationship just brought out the worst in you. But yeah, I feel like this also is talking about self-care, you needing to spend time, focusing on your healing and your self-care. And there is a promise that better times are ahead of you. Okay. There are better times coming your way. And it's time to accept those. Okay. Move on, heal, and move on so that you can have your door open fully and accepting to the next opportunity that comes your way. And I do feel like there is an opportunity that's coming your way, if not already embarking on it. But you do need to heal so that you're not bringing this baggage from this relationship into your new relationship. Okay. I do feel like either you are starting a new relationship currently or you're about to. And again, you need to go ahead and release this shit so you're not bringing it into this new connection. Okay. Yeah, I see you chasing after something you really want. I feel like whatever this is, you're going to have, whatever path this is, if it is with this other person I was picking up on, I feel like this connection is going to be a deeply emotionally fulfilling connection, okay? Full of love and so on and so forth. Again, hence why I feel really strongly you need to, at this time, make sure that you clear out your energy from your last relationship, okay? You need to heal that. You need to forgive yourself. You need to accept your truths, and you need to move forward. And that means letting that go. Stop beating yourself up, okay? Reconnect yourself on a spiritual level to your higher self, okay? And allow that healing to take place, okay? You are a good person. Don't stop believing that just because of a shitty relationship, okay? Just don't deny yourself the happiness that you deserve by beating yourself up for things that are already done, okay? Like things that are already in the past. It's already over. Stop beating yourself up, okay? Okay, underlying message, the bottom of the deck, I've got the Knight of Swords, and we have the Albatross here for my my Oracle deck. What I'm seeing here is, again, there's a need for rapid change, rapid movement. You need to take control. That's it. The need to take control and healing your life. Yeah, you need to take control of your life. You need to heal yourself. You need to focus on that. Yeah, it's like go in and take your life by the fucking reins and be like, you know what? No, we're not going to dwell on this. We're going to move forward. The Knight of Swords is a quick paced movement type card. So whatever it does, whatever it is pushing for, it is immediate. Like it is an aggressive movement forward. You can't sit around and wait for life to happen to you. You need to make life happen type thing. And I do feel like this is a good omen. I feel like this is a good time to release those burdens and the baggage and move forward. And I do feel like you're going to have good times ahead of you. Okay, you're gonna have success. Okay, let's see. I got some Akashic records here. First card I have here is expand. You're being asked to expand. You live in a huge world with endless possibilities, and staying safe in the known is no longer working for you. It's time to make your world just a little bit bigger. It's time to imagine the possibilities and go for them. Totally agree with that. Again, I feel like we limit ourselves when we stay focused on negative things. You need to start focusing on positive things so that you can expand your world, okay? Remember, where you put your focus, where your mind is, that is eventually where your life is going to head, okay? That is what the energy is that you're putting out in the world, and we tend to follow where our focus is at, okay? So put your focus where it needs to be, and that is in positive places, not positive places in the future, not negative places in the past. The next card I got here is patience. So you're being asked to practice patience right now. It's not easy to do this, but you're strong, and there's a reason why things aren't aligning in the way you want them to in this moment. Have patience. It will eventually work out. Now, I feel that has a lot to do with, again, like you feeling like you don't want to be the bad guy. You felt like you were the bad guy, but you just need to be patient with yourself. I feel like that's more like it. You need to be more patient with yourself. You need to give yourself a little bit more grace. That's what I'm feeling for that one. Okay, and then I drew you some fuck it cards. I only meant to draw one, but I ended up getting two. So here we go. Admit it, you got your ass kicked. Well, damn. That's the truth, okay? This relationship kicked your ass. Go ahead and admit it. Face that reality. Move the fuck on. And talking about move the fuck on, the next card is time to change a fucked up situation. AKA move the fuck on. Okay, let's get a couple letters that pertain to this particular reading with my pendulum. All right, Spirit, can you give me a couple letters that pertain to this particular reading for our air signs? Give me some important letters, please. All right, what are we looking at? All right, so I'm getting the letter C. Okay, what other letters do we got, please? One more. I've got the letter N. N is a Nancy. What other letters do we have? Can you get one more? We got the letter D. What else do we got for me? And the letter, one more please, letter T. Okay, so hopefully that resonates with one of you guys. I hope that helps. I hope you're able to get the healing that you need. I hope you're able to forgive yourself. Stop beating yourself up. It's not worth it. You're not a bad person. Just you're in a bad relationship that brought out the worst in you. And that's okay. We're all fucking human, okay? Accept it, move on. You have better things in front of you. And you can't move on properly if you're holding on to shit from the past and guilt from the past. There's no need for that, okay? So let it go. Stop being embarrassed by shit. Go ahead and let your friends and family know about the ending of this relationship, okay? It's okay. Move on. Stop trying to shield yourself from reality. It's not worth it, okay? All right, you're giving this shit more power over you than it needs to, okay? All right, guys. As always, be blessed. Bless others. Take care.